Welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Denton, powered by the Difference Media LLC and 2940 The Difference Radio. The voice of small businesses and the communities they serve. Today's show is hosted by Matt Kern, entrepreneur and founder of Denton Does It, and co-host by Beth Caudill, realtor with eXp Realty. The North Texas Community Difference Series was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas Community Difference-Denton
starts now.
Well, good morning and happy Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Always love Tuesday because it makes me think of tacos. Welcome to the Denton chapter of the North Texas Community Difference. I'm Matt Kern, your host, and welcome everybody today. We're excited for our guests that are on. I'm always excited for my co-host that's going to be on with me today, but Beth Caudill. And, this platform that we have started here for the Denton community is really to showcase local business people who are making a difference in the Denton community, because sometimes you can do all you can do, but people still don't recognize those things that you're doing in the background. And I hope that this show will be able to showcase our local leaders and our local business people and entrepreneurs in a way that people recognize the hard work that they're doing, and that they will shop local, because I believe that we need to always support our local business people here and our leadership in our community, from our mayors and our council people all the way to our local chambers and all of our board members and committee members who volunteer day in and day out to make a difference in that. And so that's why we have this platform here. And I'm thankful for Lyndon Wilson and the team for doing all the work behind the scenes. It just makes us look pretty. So all we got to do is just show up and talk. And it makes it a lot easier that way. So thank you, Lyndon, for doing that. This month's topic, is about networking. And this is one of the reasons why we have this show, is to be able to network in person on air, where we can actually record the topic that we're talking about. And we've talked about this many times, is that going to network meetings and meeting up with people is a great thing to do in person. And it does make a difference when you get to talk to those people. But sometimes there's so many people, or there's so little time, you don't get to talk to everybody. And if you don't get to talk to them, you don't exchange business cards or contact information, it's sometimes hard to remember those people who you wanted to, make set up a meeting with and get a one-on-one with, so you can see, what the match is like and what kind of relationship you can build. And so this platform gives us a way to be able to talk about a topic, have local guests come on and local speakers come on, and be able to record it so other people can watch it again and again and start and stop it whenever they want to, and then be able to share that with others. So we would just ask for your comments today, your opinions today on the topics that we talk about, and share this broadcast with other people that you know, and follow us and like us, on the different social media platforms, so that we can get the word out. And we always need guests to be on for us, and we're setting up our monthly list of guests that are coming on, and we have a really good list of people coming on the rest of this year. Also, too, we're looking for sponsors. So if you're a local business person who would like to be a part of this show, we would appreciate you reaching out to us and talk to myself, Beth, or Lyndon, and we can show you our media kit and information about our show and what it takes to be a sponsor on this. And there's different levels that anybody could be able to afford. So, with all that said, I want to bring on my guest today. I mean, my co-host today, and that's Beth Caudill. She is with EXP Realty. She's a local business person here and has been in the Denton area for quite a long time with her family, and her team is here too in Denton. So, welcome, Beth. Good to see you today.
Hello. Hello. How are you today, Matt?
Doing well. I like your background. You got a lot of cool stuff back there.
It's like my painting with the twist thing, but I always
Yes.
thought it was cute, so I hung it up there.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
other award things
Right.
further on the
Oh,
walls.
that's good. So I don't know if everybody is aware, Beth is our president of our local association for this year. So I just want to always tell you, thank you, Beth, for all the volunteering and support that you give to our local association and to our state, for the things that you try to help with and help with other realtors. And, your voice needs to be heard in a lot of different ways. And if you can speak up for us for local real estate, then we appreciate that you're doing within the state and then within the association too.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. It's been a great year. Really interesting learning all about legislature and what realtor dollars do and help with at the state level to help people with their property rights and what actually makes a difference and what came out of the legislature this year as far as the new homestead exemptions and what that looks like. And so it's exciting to having an organization that represents that and fights for that for
Yes.
everybody.
Right. They do fight for the right, of
All
all
the
of us.
homeowners.
Yes. And whether
Mhm.
people understand it or not, that's one of the things that y'all are doing for us is to help fight for our property rights and for our taxes and to try to keep things affordable for people. Look, we want people to come here and move here and enjoy their lives here and feel safe here, not run them off because they can't afford to live here.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We
I mean,
want them
that's
here. Come
that's
on.
what
I
other
mean,
states are doing.
Denton County is one of the fastest growing counties in the country right now.
Yes.
And there's just tons of jobs and opportunities and things for people here. And they need to know it and what a cool area we live in. And we're able to, bond, grow, work together, network, and help everybody out.
Yeah,
So,
and I was at our association this morning for new member orientation,
oh, uh-huh.
and, there was, a list of new agents. We didn't have it last month, so there was an added amount, but, it was 18 to 30 new people joining our association, and really, our association probably averages 15 to 25 new agents every month all year long. And,
Right.
which is good, because you have some people that fade out at some point in time or don't work at it full time. But it's still good to see that real estate is a great market to work in, and we love working in the real estate market, especially in the Denton area. We're really blessed to have such a good market as we do in North Texas.
Yeah, I mean, like before this year started, people are like, is the sky gonna fall? Is the sky falling? But really there's so many jobs here in the DFW area, Denton area. We have not seen a decline in realtors. No, nor have we really seen a decline in anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the housing market is getting a little more consistent, steadier, but we have not seen a decline in prices. They are still going up slightly,
Mhm.
getting towards a balanced market, but it's been always exciting in the real
Yeah.
estate market.
Well, we
Always.
need a balanced market. It has to balance out.
Mhm.
It can't keep going the way it was doing,
Right.
It was just too intense. But, of course, we see gas prices are back up again, And then I was listening to a program yesterday, and they were telling us why our gas prices were going up, and it just sounds like a lot of hoo-ha to me, and I know there are reasons why for that. But I believe I heard people talking 10 years ago that look, gas prices need to be in the 320s to 350s to be, in a good economy. And if that's true, well, we're at that point right now. And is it going to reduce? Yeah, we'll probably see it again. But I always wonder, Beth, and I don't know if you wonder this, when gas jumps 30 cents, does your gas get any better? Because mine doesn't.
No, it's the same gas.
Look, if my gas got better for 30 cents more, I might be okay with that. But when it doesn't get any better than it did 30 cents before that, it makes it a little upsetting.
My car doesn't drive any further when it gets that high either.
It doesn't go any further. Yeah.
Oh, the market right now makes me think of interest rates and what they're going to do and what's going on with that. And the interest rate is what really in the housing market, shows what's going to happen or go on.
Yes.
And I think we do see a climb in the interest rate, but really there's factors that don't really indicate that the interest rate should be going up. So I'm hoping that levels off and we figure that out too.
Yeah. Well, look at automotive. If we compare automotive and real estate, very similar in a lot of things. Interest rates are pretty high right now. I think the national average on automotive interest rates is 7.25%, somewhere around that right now. And I know there's some manufacturers out there giving a few deals on things, but for overall, I don't know about you, but I sure see a lot of new paper tags on the street. So there's a lot of people driving new cars. So either they're leasing them or they're buying them, one of the two. It's the same way with houses too. Look, if you really want to buy a house or you really want to sell a house, you're going to make a way to do that. And you're going to figure out the best way to do that at this time. And I love that tagline about don't marry the house, but date your rate, is just go with the changes when you need to make them.
Yeah, marry the house, date the rate, because the rate can change, but the house, you don't really want it to get away. And 6.5 to 7 is not the end of the world. Of course, we want it lower because that's what we're used to, right?
Yeah.
So,
that
really
low 2% ruined us. 3% ruined us, but nobody's making any money at 2 or 3%. That's why it put us in this situation that we have been in for the last several years too, along with other things too. Well, let's get into what's up Denton tonight or today or this morning. I don't even know what time it is anymore. It's almost lunchtime. But what's up Denton? So in this segment, we always like to try to bring up local things that are going on for this month or for the coming part of the year. So I got a couple of shout outs that I want to send out. First is one, I want to send a shout out to the meetup. Steve and his team over at the meetup on Congress Street in Denton have a great restaurant. If you've never been to the meetup before, please go check out Steve and the team over there. They're open during the week and on Saturdays, and tell him that we sent you. Also, too, is Beth, have you been to the El Taco H on Hickory Street?
No.
Oh, girl, let me tell you
I'm
what.
in for something, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Just their salsa bar alone is great, is awesome. But anyway, go check them out. They're right across the street from like Hoochie's and the Rusty Taco and all that. It's on Hickory Street.
Yeah.
And it's called El Taco H. So you won't
Hey Matt,
want to miss it. Yes, sir.
Matt, if we're gonna keep saying Taco Tuesday show, we need to find a taco sponsor.
I was just thinking about that earlier as I saw Rose's email come across my email earlier that they were having their taco day on that. So anybody who wants to help out on the taco side of that would be great. Also, too, is Steve's Wine Bar has always got stuff going on during the week. So make sure that you reach out to them. And our North Texas Fair and Rodeo is fixing to start August 18th. Scotty McCrary, that you've probably seen on The Voice, I think. He was on The Voice before.
Or American Idol.
Or American Idol, one of those two. He's going to be singing the August 19th, so that Saturday he's going to be there. Also, too, is August 19th, the Saturday morning, they always have their parade around the square for the rodeo. So you're
Mhm.
going to see a lot of different things, a lot of horses, tractors, all kinds of floats and things like that. So that usually starts around 9 or 10 around the square. So make sure you go get you a spot over there too. Anything else, Beth?
Well, no, I just saw, I thought it was really fun when I looked at the whole discoverdenton.com
Yes.
and I went to the schedule of events. You
Mhm.
know, I saw like so many places have live karaoke, which is
Yeah.
really fun for people. I mean, multitudes of places, right?
Yeah.
But then Kava Bar has bingo and they have trivia nights.
Okay.
Tuesday trivia, Thursday bingo, which I thought was really fun. And then speaking of Steve's Wine Bar, Lady Cass and the Fellas is playing on August 12th. So I
Nice.
know she's a crowd favorite.
Yes.
And so everybody wants to see her play, sing. And then there was some really cool things at the dime store with different art projects like watercolor painting or like handwriting,
Oh, nice.
proper
Calligraphy
handwriting. It
kind of
was
stuff.
really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So just check out that schedule and see, you know, all the really good events that are
And what was
going
that
on.
website again?
DiscoverDenton.com.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah.
check that
Well,
out.
shout out to our crew over there, our team over there. Those good people,
Yeah.
Adrian and all of them over there too. So we appreciate that. Well, I think it's probably about time to take a short commercial break. And then guess what's going to happen? You're going to get to bring on these awesome guests.
We got some great ones.
Yes, you do.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Texas Edge Insurance. We're more than just an insurance company. We're your partners in protection. We understand that every person and every business is unique. That's why we don't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach to insurance. We work with you to create a customized insurance plan that meets your specific needs. And we're always here to help you, no matter what. We offer a wide range of insurance products. We also work with over 30 insurance companies to find you the best possible coverage. So what are you waiting for? Contact Texas Edge Insurance today. Visit our website or give us a call at 817-406-2929 to get a free quote today. Introducing Bankroll Media, a digital marketing partner designed to take your business to the next level. At Bankroll Media, we are a team of creative and innovative marketers that works with mortgage loan officers, realtors, many e-commerce businesses, and much more. At Bankroll Media, we're different because you're different. We get it, and that's why we're here. We're not your typical marketing agency. We don't believe in cookie-cutter solutions or one-size-fits-all approaches. We believe in building relationships with our clients and understanding their unique needs. We want to understand your business inside and out so that we can create marketing campaigns that are tailored to your specific needs. From social media management, lead generation, web design to content creation and SEO, even email marketing. Bankroll Media can do it all. Bankroll Media, building presence, connecting ideas.
And now back to the show.
All right. Well, we're back. So just to let everybody know, next week's guests are going to be some of our local business people, William Bracey and Aaron Benedict. So I'm look forward to having those two guys on. Listen, those guys are right in the middle of all the networking. They're in the middle of helping people improve their businesses and helping people get things done that they need help with. And so I appreciate both of them, and I'm excited to have both of them on and listen to their stories. And also to talk about, our topic for the month, on networking and building professional relationships. So speaking of networking and building relationships, the two people that Beth has asked to be on today are probably some of the best relationship building people that have been in the business for a long time. I'm going to let Beth introduce them. So Beth, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, so very excited today to have these guests. The first guest we have today is Rick Hopper. He is a all around great guy and fun person and my friend. And he is a inventor, creator, entrepreneur. He is founder of Reader Rest, and he has been seen on Shark Tank. So he is an all-around very interesting person. So let's get him on the screen.
There he is.
Nice
Mr.
to
Hopper.
see you today.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
How are you?
Awesome as usual.
Awesome.
Now, did you paint that picture behind you, Rick?
No, is that
Okay.
cool or what?
That is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even look at you now. I've got to look at it.
I know. No, they're so beautiful.
Yes.
It is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to also introduce my other guest, and which is Jay Rodgers. He is founder of Biz Owners Ed, which is an entrepreneur group here in the DFW area. I have been a member of the gallery of the group, and they have entrepreneurs come in and share, their tricks of the trade, if you will, in the entrepreneur world. And they do amazing things and help people. And Jay created all this to help the entrepreneurs of the world and help promote business and getting people to that next step in that part in their career or whichever path they're wanting to take. So he is also creator rather. He just wrote a book called The Bet, and it's stories of the different experiences Jay has had as an entrepreneur and things that have happened throughout his career. And he's sharing that with us and helping give back to people who are looking to get ahead in the entrepreneur fields and make a difference in the world, and all of us become millionaires, really. So we'd like to introduce him to the podcast. Hi, Jay.
Well,
Thank you for being here. So great to have you.
glad to be aboard.
So real quick, if you guys will tell us about yourselves and how, like, I think maybe relationship building and how that's been important in your careers. How is that? You guys Jay, maybe take the lead on it. And
Fair enough. If I can do that, I'd like to back up a little and say a little more about Rick Hopper.
Okay.
Our program, Biz Owners Ed, started 12 years ago, and Rick graduated. You mentioned the gallery. We have about 200 people attend each of the 10 sessions of the formal program, which starts the second Tuesday in January and runs 10 consecutive Tuesdays from 4 to 8 p.m. in the evening. And there are a couple hundred people in the audience. The class is 12 people. And the only real difference is the class gets to interface with the speakers when they're speaking. The gallery gets most of the rest of the benefit of the program. Biz Owners Ed, as founder, I guess I'm really creator, because we had several co-founders, many of them from Denton County, by the way, and it does serve North Texas. But the program now, because Rick, and where I started here was to introduce Rick a little further. Rick graduated in the 2014 class. He, a few months ago, sold his company, you mentioned, Reader Rest, and has graciously stepped up to lead Biz Owners Ed into the future, and has already added many great improvements to the program and additional events. But Rick is one of many that I think found the program helped him immensely in his personal success. And as you mentioned earlier, the only purpose of Biz Owners Ed. It's totally nonprofit. No one has any personal motives. The only reason it exists is to help serious, committed entrepreneurs grow their companies, create employment, which in doing so strengthens the foundations of our country. President Ronald Reagan said it well when he said the entrepreneurs in this country and their enterprises create virtually all the job growth we have. So I want Rick to introduce as he will, but it's important to know that he's made one big step forward. By the way, another North Texas boy that was in the class not long ago took his company that he bought for $8 million. It sold a few months ago for $45 million, and he gives a lot of credit for that happening to Biz Owners Ed. So we feel like we impact a lot of people. Rick?
Jay, thank you for clearing, giving us a little more clarity on what Biz Owners Ed, who we serve, and why we exist. My name is Rick Hopper. You already know I was on Shark Tank in 2012. Before that, in 2001, I had started a company from scratch, and in the construction industry, it was a little company called Trim Quick. We did peel and stick window trim. Everybody loved our product. We grew fast. 10 years later, I sold that company in 2010, moved to Texas, met Jay, one of the first people I met when I moved to Texas. God bless Jay for being in my path. Thank you very much for that. So yes, I've had a couple of startups, a couple of exits. I've enjoyed a lot of success. And I mean, the only reason I do business is because I love people and I love the relationships that come out of that, and which lends perfectly, my hardwiring and my nature lends perfectly to be extensively involved with Biz Owners Ed, and given freely of my time, my experience, my wisdom, and sharing that with other entrepreneurs. Jay left out a really important part of why he was qualified. The reason Jay is qualified to serve the community the way he does, with creating a nonprofit that affords an opportunity for entrepreneurs to come together in a community like no community I've ever experienced in my life, to where he has attracted the most incredible, powerful entrepreneurs, successful business owners from all walks of life and all walks of business to come and share of their wisdom and their experience with the class. Well, Jay founded over 20 companies. One of the companies he started from scratch, Smart Start. He sold several years ago and is now worth over $1 billion and employs, has like 1.8 million customers, and it's a worldwide company. He started that from scratch, and that's an incredible story you'll read in his book. I challenge everybody to start out their journey with Jay Rodgers by reading his book, The Bet. Jay Rodgers, get it on Audible. You'll have the privilege of hearing it in his voice. It's great. And then from there, once you are inspired by his stories of his childhood, his youth, and some of his business successes, the book does not cover all of his successes. However, it does set the stage for why he was qualified and the reasons he started Biz Owners Ed, to create a place to have a community of entrepreneurs and business owners that can come together. And for a 10-week program, first part of the year, as Jay mentioned, it's a really powerful time. I did it in 2014. It was so powerful that I come back year after year and build new relationships. It's incredible. It's open to just about anybody who's a business owner who is involved with a business that wants to learn and grow their skills and their understanding about process, culture, employment. I don't want to drag this out, but I did want to do a better job of explaining who Jay is and the impact that he's had in our community. And I really love everybody to get to know Jay a little more. through reading his book and come into Biz Owners Ed. I'm going to plug it right out of the gate. bizownersed.org. Get in there, apply for the class. If you think you qualify, you'll know if you do by reading a little bit, or register for the gallery and come on and join us. Thanks for letting me come on the show, guys.
Hey, we appreciate both of you guys being on. We're going to have to take a commercial break real quick, and then when we come back, we're going to get into some good questions.
The North Texas Community Difference-Denton is made possible in part by Beth Caudill and the Make the Move team with eXp Realty. Your trusted partners in Denton County, Texas, for all your real estate needs. We understand the local market and pride ourselves on delivering personalized service, backed by cutting-edge technology. Experience the difference with Make the Move team, and by Matt Kern with Denton Does It. A network of discovery. Effective networking involves active listening, genuine interest in others' work, and a willingness to offer support and resources. Investing time in others will create valuable connections that propel careers and unlock endless possibilities. You can find links to our sponsors in the comments and descriptions, as well as on our website www.thedifferenceradio.com. If you or someone you know in the Denton area would like to sponsor or learn more about co-hosting the North Texas Community Difference-Denton, please reach out to Matt Kern at matthewdoesit@yahoo.com. And now back to our show.
All right, we're back. That was a lot of information, and I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I was like, I have so many questions, but I know I'm going to let Beth handle this part of it. But I just want you two to know, and Beth too, that when you get into an atmosphere of positivity and it is relevant to the things that you live on a day-to-day basis, I just want to say I appreciate you all. And thank you for telling us and giving us a story today.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because they truly just give. It's not like they're looking, for something. It's just it's a really great environment to learn and grow and just try to, learn from everybody that's come before you, basically.
Yeah, Beth, I hear it all the time. What's the catch?
Right.
No, I get that.
Nobody just gives their time and creates a place for people to come get and gain wisdom. I mean, and there's no when you guys invited me the first time, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, what? You're still waiting to figure out what the catch is, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, it's people get weirded out, Rick, when you stick your hand out and offer to pull them up and to help them, without strings attached.
Well, we're so used to being there being a hook or a catch or what's the sales pitch, and when people realize that the only major rule that we have at Biz Owners Ed is you're not allowed to come work the room and try to get business out of us. You're not allowed to come work the room and support and get clients.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen naturally through relationships that are built by trying to just learn and encourage each other and build relationships. We allow people to do business together, but it just can't be an icky, salesy type of atmosphere. That's not what we're here for. A lot of networking events are for that. And I think that's great. There's lots of places to do it. Biz Owners Ed is a place to come really learn how to make small adjustments to your business to get big results in the future.
That's right. Well, we talk about this all the time, Rick, where when we go to a networking meeting, I don't need you to pitch me, man. I just need you to make a good impression. So I might want to go have coffee with you in another day. And then we can talk about business later on once we figure out whether we match or not.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, so if you're I just think about at UNT right now, they have the entrepreneur major, right? That can be your major when you graduate from UNT. And what advice do you give those young people when they are going to be entrepreneurs, but maybe they don't quite know what they're going to do? What do you tell those people that are just getting started in the workforce?
Jay?
Well, personally, and I may offend someone, but I think universities, colleges are great places to learn science, history, a jillion different things. But I don't think entrepreneurship in most cases is one of them. There are occasional exceptions. TCU in Fort Worth for many years, a man by the name of David Miner, who was a powerful, highly successful entrepreneur, held the purse strings to the entrepreneurial program, and it was powerful. But professors typically have one book and one way of doing things, and people in our program get exposed to different ways of accomplishing the same goal and different ways of thinking. Professors be very rare that one would mortgage the house to make a payroll or go to Vegas and bet the last of what he had to either make it or go out of business. And it's just entrepreneurs basically are, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many of the experts, such as Gino Wickman I mentioned earlier, are primarily born. They have natural traits of high vision, low patience, low detail. So if you're a real powerful entrepreneur, you better have a good backup team to clean up behind you.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago that I can't be discipled unless the person who's discipling me is the discipler. And if they haven't learned from the other people in their lives and their mentors, usually when I meet somebody, I want to know who was their mentor in their life and who helped them grow in their life and in their personal life and in their corporate life too on that. And I think you're right on that part of it, Jay, is that sometimes the school is going to be a place for certain types of learning, but I believe too that it doesn't matter how old you get in your life, you should always have some type of mentor or discipler in your life to hold you accountable.
And in that same vein, I'd like to mention a book I didn't even think about it. I have it close. Let me reach over here and get it. This just recently came out, and the book was written to sell insurance, but the first half of it is any high school junior or senior, and any parent of a high school junior or senior should read this book. It gives the pros and cons for sending your child to college today. And it's frightening. A lot of parents that have struggled to achieve feel an obligation to send their child to college, whether that's the right answer for them or not. Mm-hmm. This tells a story about one young man. His parents were very wealthy. He'd been in private school all the way through graduating high school. And as had all his buddies in his high school class, he wanted to learn the heat and air conditioning business. He apprenticed for 2 years, and today he owns a heat and air company, has 40 employees. A few of them were in his high school class and went to college. But particularly with the extreme cost of college now, I can't recommend any book that does a better job. And I've never read the second half where they're peddling insurance, and that's fine. But the first half, it does an incredible job on pros and cons.
That's great.
We're not saying that college is bad, obviously, and there's a time and place for it, as Jay said, for a very specific reason for being there. I went to college twice. I made it halfway through a semester both times. I'm not slow. School is slow, and I didn't have any money. I grew up very humble means. I had to start working when I was a little kid, and my parents are amazing, but they weren't bent towards financial success. And so thank God, because I believe my mind developed in a way that I had to become very creative in life to make things happen. And I pity the young person who is not forced to struggle, whose mind doesn't develop, as far as I'm concerned, in its maximum capacity, to be creative and solve problems. So if school wasn't for me, I took the long, painful road of entrepreneurship. I didn't have a group like Biz Owners Ed when I was young, so I was able to make every painful mistake, which makes me qualified to help others now.
It sure does. Right.
That's awesome.
So go ahead, Beth.
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like, I'm always growing and evolving, and like the 20-something-year-old me would have never been like the me now, like through all I've learned throughout the years, and trying to capture information from like well-meaning people who really are interested in my growth. And so I'm always trying to learn and grow. I mean, so now inevitably we all have to have our mistakes to grow, right? And I think in Jay's book he even mentions that, where you have to have some mistakes and overcome and grow from that. So Jay, can you speak to that about like mistakes that have happened?
Absolutely. I think there's one section of the book that's titled My Most Successful Failure. And one of the things that entrepreneurs do is they learn from their failures. And the way of thinking, one of the stories I tell in the book, and I'll keep it real short, but I went up to Denton to learn to fly when I was quite young. And when I was signing up, there was another young man there signing up at the same time. We agreed to go together for our lessons. I'd sit in the back when he took his, and then we'd switch places so we could learn, even though we get that extra push. Well, we also studied our ground school together. But about the sixth week of sixth lesson, I got up there and the instructor said George had family problems, wouldn't make it that day. We checked out the plane, went out and did the lesson and came back. And as always, we did a few touch and goes as we came in. Well, on the second touch and go, the instructor said, Jay, you pull over to the side there on the taxiway. I did. He said, Jay, you're going to solo. I said, my God, I can't solo. George has made every landing perfectly, and I've screwed up damn near every landing I've made. How in the world can I? He said, Jay, the reason is, and this is educational, I've never forgotten it. He said, you have made so many mistakes, gotten in so many jams, and have recovered from all of them, that if you have a problem, I'm not concerned that you can't recover and land safely.
Wow.
Until I know that about George, he's not going to solo. So the people who go the road ahead of you are so valuable, and that's the reason Biz Owners had, I mentioned, I think before we went on the air, Gino Wickman. I don't think we mentioned it after the audience came aboard. Gino has written a lot of books. One of them is called Traction, 100,000 Companies Operate On. He designed the entrepreneurial operating system. But this book, Entrepreneurial Leap, and I think there's a new version, his chapter 5 gives one of the best self-assessments if someone's interested in knowing if they have the entrepreneurial characteristics. That book is an awful good book to look at. And as you mentioned, sir, as I think
I love that story.
Yeah, thank you. I think Rick mentioned, but our speakers, one of them is Gino. Another speaker, Vern Harnish, who wrote Scaling Up, has been down to speak to our group. Norm Brodsky, who is a brilliant entrepreneur. I won't get into detail, but he wrote the book Street Smarts. And if you're starting your first company, you'll never have a better guideline than Street Smarts.
Yep.
So there's a lot of places to find help, but the university, as Rick said so well, he didn't have time to wait for him to teach him.
Right.
That makes complete sense. Yeah.
Okay, so I got a couple of questions. So Jay, how did you position yourself to become a magnet for other mentors to come along with you? And Rick, how did you get attracted to Jay? How did that become? So go ahead, Jay.
I'll take the first half.
All right.
I have all my life had the desire to be helpful to people. And when I became extremely successful in the entrepreneurial world, giving back was just a natural happenstance. You talk about North Texas. I was in the on the grand jury in Denton several years ago, and Jane Boyle, who owns Candy Haven, approached me.
Yeah.
Jane said, "Jay, would you help me with my business?" And I said, "Jane, why would you ask?" She said, "Well, 3 people have told me I should ask you." I had a session with her and agreed to help her. And it's been we still keep in touch fairly regularly. And Jane would be the first to tell you that I just apparently have an ability to be very helpful to small business people. And she's just one of many Denton examples.
Well, I look forward to talking with her. I've known her, Jane and Mike for a long time, and I appreciate them both. And of course, through a lot of friends and family, we've gotten wedding cakes there for,
Same.
30 years, too, and candy too.
Well,
Same.
the last owner's ed ended on my birthday, and Jane, without my knowing it, arranged to bring a beautiful cake that had about 15 of the companies I'd started their logos around the different tiers of the cake.
Right.
Was just a gift to me. So James,
That's awesome.
big
Well, Rick, how did you find Jay? What was the starting point for you? Did he find you, or did you find him?
Oh, no, that's a great story. But first of all, I want to say that Jay has been gifted with a visibility of life and business to where he can see a coordinated adjustment in details that the average person cannot see. They can't solve their problems. And Jay has the ability, you go up to him and ask him a question, just give him your scenario. Hey, here's what's going on in my business. And Jay can go, well, have you thought about this or that? And almost every time it's like, no, that's so obvious. But a lot of people, we don't see the obvious. The power of the outside perspective, just the power of the outside perspective alone. That's why we get involved with stuff like this.
I preach
That's
that.
one thing, because that's got its own power. But when you combine that with Jay's nature and people like Jay, I'm an underling, you might say, but I have the same hard wiring as Jay, and I have that same ability to look at a situation and go, I see the solution before anybody else does. So here's how I met Jay. I moved to Texas. I'm going to give you the fast, short version of it.
Okay.
I moved to Texas. I'm like, I got to get my company out of California. They've gone mad out here. I'm going to a business-friendly state. And I got into a 10-month sublease. I needed a place to move my business permanently. So I was living over in Copper Canyon, and I'm driving up and down 407. I'm thinking, because I'm driving south to Coppell every morning with the eastern sun burning my left ear. And then every evening I'm driving north with the western sunset burning on my left ear. I was going crazy every day. I got to get a place to have my business locally. So I'm looking for a site. I find this chain link fence with a building on this property, all dilapidated. There's a phone number. Jay answers the phone. And he says, tell me about your business. And I told him a little bit. He says, it'd be in your best interest to come spend 15 minutes with me. Well, 15 minutes turned into 2 hours.
Oh my goodness.
It just so happened the building that I'm sitting in right now that I've owned for 10 years is right down the road from his place. And when I drove by here, there was a for sale by owner sign out front. I came in right after my meeting with Jay. I broke in the back door because I didn't have time to wait for a real estate agent to open it for me. So I popped the lock open, and we just happened to be next door to the police department. And I figured if the alarm goes off, I'll throw my hands up and tell them I'm looking at the building.
Right.
That is how an entrepreneur lives. When your motives are pure and you're impatient and you got to get something done, you just get it done. Right, Jay?
That's awesome.
That is an awesome story. That is awesome. Hey, we got to take a break. This is our last commercial. Let's take a break. We're real quick, and then we'll get back and finish this up. Thank you, guys.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right. It's hard to believe that an hour just goes by that quickly on that too. So, Beth, I'm going to let you wrap things up with our guest today. But, gentlemen, I just want to say I'm humbled by your presence today, and I appreciate you both being on with us today too.
Okay. So, let me just ask you guys a quick question. What have we not, I know there's never enough time, right? But what do you want to tell us that maybe we've missed that would help somebody in business today? Going out on that note real quick.
May I handle that?
Yes.
Yes. I'd just like to mention at this stage in my life, anything my wife and I have, we have no children, will be left to help serious committed entrepreneurs. The only reason I took the time at 83 years of age to write a book was to help serious committed entrepreneurs. And I believe if you have any entrepreneurial direction in your life at all, it'll be the best book you ever read, or better yet, listen to. It costs you less, and it's on Audible. And this book I personally did the narration on, so I told a few stories in there that didn't quite make the book.
That's awesome.
That's great. Yeah,
we love that.
I'd like to reiterate, selling your own book, convincing people to buy your own book is one thing, but everybody I know that's read that book is significantly impacted by it. I've known Jay for a long time, about 10 years now, and I still read it cover to cover, and I've listened to it 3 times on Audible, and I will listen to it again and again and again, because the content in those stories and the details, or should I say the concepts that are woven through each story throughout the entire book, create a consciousness that kind of helps with my attitude towards relationships, business, and people. So it's a great book. as far as what, no, you're welcome. It's what's true is true. I don't. That's all I can say. It's the truth. The other thing is entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely place, and I just want to challenge anybody who's already doing really well, who thinks, I don't know, I don't really need any help. I got plenty of money, and I got plenty of, I do really well in business. Like, you know what? I've seen people come over the last 10 years, come into Biz Owners Ed thinking they didn't need it, and come through the program, go in the class, get involved with the community. I've seen lives changed in a way where their hearts are filled, relationships are built, and adjustments are made to even successful companies to take them to the next level. So if you're an entrepreneur just starting out and you just a baby and you need some coddling, you need some guidance, show up. If you're extremely successful, show up. Join this community. You will not be sorry.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think I've been listening to Jay's book on Audible, and you just absorb it, and just the way you process information, and then you go talk to somebody in business after that. It's just like, I mean, I pulled something off last week I really probably didn't think I was going to pull off in the beginning. And I had listened to Jay just before I went into this meeting. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jay got in my head. Like after it's all over, I was like, Jay got in my head. Oh my
That's
gosh.
awesome.
It was
Good for
so
you, Beth.
funny, y'all. But it was great. I was like, oh, I'm so proud of myself for doing that and
I
like
love it.
taking the initiative.
You know what,
But
Beth, what it does is when you start getting all that content in your head, one thing that comes through, there's a common thread in Jay's life and in his book, and it just so happens to be in my life as well, is I ask questions that my wife always says, honey, you can't ask that question. You can't make that request. That's against you can't even do that. Are you kidding me? There is no question off the table. There's no ask. There's no request. There's no creative component or adjustment you can make in any situation that can't make it better. Yeah. And I think that's one thing you will get from Biz Owners Ed, from all the speakers and all the mentors, and Jay's book especially, is you will find yourself asking for opportunities you never imagined were even possible, that most people would never even bother asking.
If I hadn't named the book The Bet, which the name of the bet's a fascinating story you'll learn when you listen to or buy the book. But if I hadn't named it The Bet, I would have named it Ask, because no one can grant a request you don't ask for.
That's true.
You're not getting a lot of no's, you're missing a lot of yeses.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. Sure are on that. Well, we appreciate you, everybody being on today. Just a lot of information. I'm going to watch this video again. I can't wait to listen to the book, Jay. And I hope we can talk again one day so I can talk to you about what I learned too. And Rick, same way with you, sir. I would love to speak with you someday in person.
Thanks for your time.
And we're local here in Denton, so anytime you're in the Denton area, you guys come on up, grab a cup of coffee. You know, we're locally here in our business, so we'd be happy to have you. All right. I guess that's about it. Beth, you have anything else to say?
Oh, no. I mean, I really appreciate you guys coming today, taking the time out to speak with us. This has been amazing. I love sharing what I've been on the adventure to learning in the last couple of years, and share with people, you know, what they can do to make a difference in their businesses and grow their whole lives, really.
Right. And I just want to say too, listen, before Beth was telling me about you two, I wasn't aware, Rick, I'd seen you, on Shark Tank before too, but I wasn't aware of all the things that y'all were doing in my backyard. And just amazing that sometimes it just takes 1 second, one person to be able to give up that information, to be able to, for somebody else to see what's going on right behind the scenes that you didn't even know that was going on. Well, so it's exciting.
The secret is out. Tell your friends.
Is. Yeah, it is out.
Everybody.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, I just want to tell everybody, thank you so much for being on today's show. We appreciate Lyndon Wilson and the behind the scenes taking care of us, making it look pretty, and keeping all
Lyndon.
the technical part going well. And so we'll see y'all next week, Tuesday at 11:30.
Bye.